Gonna talk some finances. This from OBJ recently, about 100 million as it relates to being enough for a lifetime.
Bro, you give somebody a 5-year, $100 million contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. Everything costs money. So if you spending $4 million a year, that's really 40 million over 5 years, 8 a year. Can you make that last forever?
Thoughts?
That's a lot of money you got to get saved. And if you're talking about guys that are spending 2-3 million a year and then that stops because you got homes, you got cars, you this, you got to have 40-50 million dollars in the bank if you want to live off of 2 million a year. Conservatively, 5% return, like that's it.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what he said, to the average person, right? People are like, man, because this has been blowing up on the internet. Odell says $100 million a year isn't a lot of money. $100 million is not a year, but $100 million over 5 years is a lot of money. But I think what people fail to realize is majority of people, when their income increases, their expenses increase as well, right? Off rip, that 100 million, like he said, you got 60. I more so say 50, but again, depending on the state that you live in, you might have a state that has zero income taxes like Nevada, Florida, Texas, but off rip, 50% of that is gone to the government, right? Because you're in the highest tax bracket you can be. That's the first thing. Two, majority of the time, these athletes, when they get into the league, right, what they want to do, they want to ball out. Majority of them never came for money, and that's okay. They want to ball out, you know, got to buy moms a house, got to buy your childhood friend that was always there and held it down. You got to buy him a car, maybe put a couple $1,000s in his pocket. Pops, if he was there, you got to take care of him. For me, I've never been an advocate of only if you were truly, truly there. If you were truly, truly, truly there, then yeah, I'm going to take care of you. But man, if you come out of the woodworks and I ain't talked to you in years, hell, if I ain't talked to you in a month, I'm not giving you my money, because that's how a lot of athletes go broke. When you come into a substantial amount of money, you got to start putting yourself in position for success. Whether that's self-educating yourself or going out and getting a financial advisor. But sometimes you have to have a financial advisor that watches your financial advisor, because that's how a lot of athletes go broke as well too. They don't have even access to their bank accounts, right? They call in their financial advisor if they want to make a big purchase, and they send them the money from one account to the next. But no, me, I'm the type of person where I got to be hands-on. Never really needed a financial advisor anyway. Not saying that it's not good to have one, because you don't know all the tips and tricks, especially when it comes to offsetting your tax liability. But yeah, $50 million a year for 5 years. And if you spending, like he say, $2, $3, $4 million a year, that money is gone fairly quickly. And as far as the rate of return, what he's pertaining to, let's just use stocks as an example, right? So let's say we put $10 million a year in the stock market. Now, on average, the S&P 500 has given us, I think, a 10% return, right? So every year you got $10 million in the market. On average, you can see about $1 million a year, right? The 5% is super conservative. I would have more so went like 7, right? But do 5% of that, $10 million that's in the bank, you now have $500,000 a year you can spend before you start eating into the principal that you have into the market, right? Other rates of returns could come from real estate. I love real estate, rental income, right? Or if you have money and you invest in other business ventures while you're in the league, could be other businesses, so on and so forth. So
when you're talking to these guys and it's like, hey, if you're preparing for retirement, you're spending $3 million a year. Yes, you're making 8, but you're spending 3.
It is hard after a certain point to
Why
spend
you think I keep working?
$4
Why you think I'm still
million
working?
a year, Richard. Like, when we're young, I totally get it. Buy your mom a house. Get these cars.
Yep.
After a certain age, in all honesty,
that's what most of them do.
Blatantly
And let me touch on this too, man. Just because these athletes, rappers, celebrities make millions of dollars a year, that don't mean that they also don't finance things, right? You would be surprised how many people that make over $1 million a year and they still finance things. And so For me, it's like you keep the principles the same, whether you're making $100,000 a year or you're making $10 million a year. Like at that point, you have more than enough money where you shouldn't be financing anything. You shouldn't be paying interest on anything. Again, continue to live a modest lifestyle. Again, unless you're trying to offset your taxes, do you need a 10,000 square foot home, right? If it's just you and your girl, like, okay, go get a 5,000 square foot home. That's going to cost you half the price. Can you drive 10 cars at one time? No, you can't. 2 cars, 3 cars at most, if that, right? And if you're real savvy, you would really only get cars that go up in value, or at least hold their value. Meaning we ain't getting the Benzes, we ain't getting the BMWs, we ain't getting the Range Rovers. Why? Because they rapidly depreciate in value. So you just got to be smart. Got to be smart with your money, make smart investments, because that's life-changing money.
Aware to spend millions of dollars every single year.
Damn near 80% of the players come from similar backgrounds. And that means that they come from shit. Nothing. You come from nothing to all of a sudden get access to touch millions of dollars. All right. And then you got to take care of not only you, but then you take care of everybody else. Because when you make it, we make it. Going into the league, you go to all these pre-draft camps and they have these vultures that are out there. Financial advisors, Richard, people that stole money from you, damn it.
See, I just told y'all about that. Financial advisors, you got to have your financial advisor watch your financial advisor. You got to make sure, man. I think T-Pain was talking about that off of Club Shay Shay. I love Shannon Sharp, love his work, but T-Pain was like, yeah, he was bought a Bugatti. And then he tried to buy something else, and the financial advisor was like, yeah, all the money is gone. You have to be a pretty shitty financial advisor if you literally let me spend my last. Like, what are you doing? Like, it should be a threshold like, yo, we're not going above this amount. And if we do go above this amount, I'm being notified immediately. Like, immediately, for the ones who really don't want to be so hands-on. But, man, it should be to the point where you know where every cent is going. Every penny.
Financial advisors that stole money from me. And so when we sitting up here and we talking about these things, bro, this shit is real. So yes, somebody could spend $2 or $3 million in a damn year.
We're going to talk some finances.
Man, I gotta love Perkins, man. But all in all, a lot of people, my last take is a lot of people want to talk about what they would do. Like, oh, if I had $50 million, I'm set for life. Shut up. You don't know that, man, because like he said, when you get that amount of money all at one time that you've never seen before, you don't know what you're going to do. And I'm going to be honest, as humans, it's going to be hard to control yourself. A lot of people lack discipline. That's the problem. A lot of people actually lack discipline. A lot of people lack financial discipline. A lot of people lack dick discipline. They just do. So can't say what you would or wouldn't do if you had that access of money. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, man, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Again, I love and I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one.